Hey everyone, this is Rene, and we are great to know that you can be heard and seen, and getting everything all set up. There we go. And today we have an interesting topic to speak about, as well as a few announcements to make. And we'll wait to get a few more people on. But we had a question, an interesting question that was asked yesterday, and like I said, I'm going to wait a little bit, but we're going to be answering that today and telling you who won last week's contest. I believe it was Friday. We did a live video and had a drawing, and we'll see if that person comes on today, so that way they can actually give me their address and everything. Let's see. Oops, Raluca's on there, and I guess I can be heard. Let me turn on my volume here. I'm going to get a little feedback for a moment, and we'll see if I can hear me. You able to hear me, Raluca, over there? She can hear me, so I guess we'll go ahead and get started. Rene with the American School of Hypnosis, and as you come in, go ahead and tell me who you are and where you're from. And I got an interesting comment yesterday on a YouTube video, and I'm going to go ahead and read it to you, and we're going to talk about that today. Here's the comment. He says, "Greetings and thanks. Why do wealthy people succeed regardless of having a scarcity mentality? Why are many rich people cheap?" It ends up with another question. "And why do gangster rappers, emo singers, fiscally conservative politicians, etc. continue to amass wealth, even though they seem perpetually miserable, fearful, embattled, victimized, etc.? So that's actually a pretty interesting comment. You know, we talk about attraction and how thoughts attract things, or if you want to call it the law of attraction, whatever it is. And we always think about, you know, we know good people deserve, and how come good people aren't getting everything they deserve? And we try to do the best we can to get money. But then you see all these people around you who aren't doing well in our mind, who are maybe even doing bad. And we think, why do bad people get good things when we're trying so hard? And that's what we're going to talk about today. And let's see, who do we get on here? We're gonna tell you about the drawing a little bit later on in the show. I want to make sure we have more people here, and so hopefully that one will be on. So why do bad people get good things? Well, the law of attraction works kind of interesting. Okay, it works with the subconscious mind. So in order to understand why this happens, it's important to understand about the subconscious mind and about the universe. So I guess you could say the properties of the universe and the properties of the subconscious mind. First of all, you attract whatever you focus on. So if you focus on, I want wealth, I want this, I want that, you're continually drawing it in. If you're focusing in the negative part, okay, if you're focusing in, I don't want this, I don't want that, you're still focusing what you don't want, because the subconscious mind doesn't understand negative. So when you're saying, I want to be wealthy, but I don't think I deserve it, guess what? You're getting wealth and you're getting not deserving it. So you're kind of like a yo-yo going back. When somebody says, I don't want to be broke, you're focusing on being broke, okay? So you got to watch what you focus on, first of all. Now, let's jump to the other side. Oops. Christiana, hi, where you from? Go ahead and tell us where you're from. Going ahead, on the other side, the universe, one of the main purposes of the universe is to increase, okay? So the purpose of the universe is to increase, is to grow. Now, we have subconscious mind and we have conscious mind, okay? So when it comes to things like I said in this comment, when it comes to negativity, when it comes to greed, when it comes to good, bad, right, wrong, that's all creation of the conscious mind. That's all man-made. That is not subconscious. The purpose of the subconscious is to increase, nothing else, okay, is to get more. So there's no, whether it's increased good or whether it's increased bad, it's still increased. The good and the bad come from us. Okay, so keep that in mind, mull on that a little bit. Nicole says, Christiana says, I suspect that some people, no matter that they are good or bad, believe in good things happening to them. That's right. Hypno Erie from Erie, Pennsylvania. Good to see you. That's exactly, this was exactly that I was talking to a friend about a few days ago. Great. Oh, you're from Romania. Cheapskates, Romania. That's quite a ways away. So subconsciously, there's no good, there's no bad, there's no right, there's no wrong. That's all of the conscious mind. So even negative people who are, they might be drug addicts, they might be corrupt politicians, or should I just say they might be politicians. Oops. They might be politicians. They might be salesmen that are, you know, like those used car salesmen with the plaid coats, you know, really cheesy car salesmen. If they're focused on wealth, even though they're ripping people off, even though they're cheapskates, they're still focused on wealth, so they're still attracting wealth. So we don't like it. We don't think it's fair. And yeah, one thing you got to get used to in this life is life isn't fair. Okay, that's just the way it is. So whatever you're doing, focus on the ball. Focus on what you want, not what you don't want, because the subconscious mind doesn't understand negative, but you need to constantly focus on what you want. So there's not cross signals, not a yo-yo. And oh, what do we get here again? Oh, people just keep on coming in. That's great. So you need to focus on what you want. So going back to the question here, I'm going to pull that up again so I can see it. Okay, so when it says, you know, why are people, like he says, gangster rappers, emo singers, conservative politicians, or fiscally conservative politicians, etc., why do they amass wealth even though they seem perpetually miserable, fearful, victimized? And that's it. See, we don't know what's going on in someone's subconscious. Consciously, they may seem victimized, fearful. They may seem like, what was the beginning? Like they have a scarcity mentality. Okay, it may seem that way to us, but obviously they're focusing on wealth. When they're thinking of cheating you out of, you know, $1,000 from this, or using bad materials in construction, you know, construction worker building a big building, and he says, I'm going to cheat them and use shoddy material so I can save millions, okay? And he gets ahead financially, because again, that's wrong, according to the conscious mind, but the subconscious, it's still growth. It's still, like I said, there's no right or wrong. So they're still focusing on what they want, which is wealth. And that's why they're cheating people, is because they want more wealth. So you got to keep that in mind. Whatever it looks like conscious is not the same as what is subconscious. And, okay, I got a conversation going back and forth in Romanian. Christiana, when I said Cheapskates, that's about all I know. Raluca's Romanian. She could type to you in Romanian as we're working here. So that's what I got for you. It's kind of a quick explanation, and anybody else who's coming on that wants to throw anything into the mix to add to that, that would be great. Now, what we did while I'm talking, if you want to add things on, go ahead. Last week we had a drawing, and someone won. And oh, gee, would I put down the name of the person that won? Because they need to know. I'm announcing it now. They don't even know they won yet. Let's see, where is she? Where is she? I got it in this letter. I'm going to be sending out an email in a minute. And she's in the email. Okay, we have a winner, and Darlene Van Meter. Darlene, you know who you are. Darlene Van Meter did win. And what did she win? Well, folks, I was slack and I didn't choose it. So what I did was I put a group of a bunch of things in here, a bunch of things we can draw from, and I'll show you. See, oops, can you see in here there's a bunch of different, oops, I can't see that way, but a bunch of different ones here, oops, going everywhere from 20% to 40% off coupons. I have free products, free manuals, free scripts, free all kinds of stuff in here. So I'm going to choose one to see what Darlene won, okay? Yes, if you can see that, this is my Bucket list bucket. Okay, it's not to kick the bucket. We don't want to do that. This is my bucket list bucket. Every once in a while, I'll write down something on my bucket list and I'll put it in, things that I want to do. So I emptied out the bucket list and made it a drawing bucket. So let's see what we got here. I'm going to rattle around and see nothing, no tape in my hands. Okay. And ooh, this one feels good. Darlene, what did you win? 30% off. Oops, any downloadable product. Now, what's a downloadable product? It's any one of our downloadable courses, from our $50 course all the way up to our Instructor course. Ooh, that's a $1,900 course. So that's a lot of money off. Or any of our downloadable hypnosis manuals. We got those all the way up to $100 manuals, and we got inexpensive ones. Or any of our scripts, our individual scripts, or our MP3. So congratulations, Darlene. Everybody say congratulations to Darlene. She's not on, unfortunately, but when she comes on later. You won 30% off any downloadable product. Great. So now we know who did that. Okay, we have a question regarding a problem. If an adult keeps telling to a child or grandchild things like, "No, you can't do this or that in my house. You will be allowed to do this when you're on your own, in your own house, in your own home." Okay. So the question is, should you be doing that or should you not be doing that? Now, first of all, remember when you tell a child something, depending on the age of a child, okay, remember that no, they don't understand, because children are more subconscious, okay? Like when you tell a child, don't drop that, what do they think? Drop that, and they drop it. Don't do this, so you should always use positive reinforcement when speaking to children. Always do this, do that. Anything that sounds like, I guess you could say negativity or punishment really doesn't register. And the other thing is, children under the age of, let's say 12, I think, it's different with some kids, but children under the age of 12 pretty much don't have the reasoning that adults have. So I see this all the time. You go into a grocery store and you see a woman arguing with a 4-year-old in a carriage. Put that back, or you're going to get this, and you're going to get that, and your father. All the kid is learning is the finger going like this. So it has a lot to do, with the child, the age. I think until a child's, like 12 or older, you shouldn't really even try to be rational with them. Tell them what you want or what they should do in a positive manner. So does this make that child become a homeless adult? Okay, because I notice, again, what you say to a child when they're younger, again, especially coming from a parent, is very strong. Let me look again at the things that are being said. Can it make them homeless? You can't do this, you can't do that in my house. When you're on your own. I don't know if it would make them homeless and probably make them want to move out of the house. You hear a lot of that when somebody says, you can't do that in my home. And the kid says, well, I'm moving out of your home. And that's kind of you're taking a chance with a young child too. You figure a young child has to stay there, but sometimes they're independent and they might surprise you and just leave. But, the child grows up with the idea, I don't own a home. Yeah, see, everyone's mind's different, Christiana. It's hard to really say what would specifically happen. One child might take it one way, and one child might take it another. As an example, I think you've probably heard the story, if you listen to a lot of my talks, of these two brothers, for instance. They were brought up in the same home. It was a broken home. The father left the mother at a young age. I think that when they were 4 years old, and the mother got into drugs. And the kids were both taken by the state eventually. Now, when they interviewed the children when they were older adults, one of the adults, they went up to, and these were brothers. So one of the brothers, they went up to him, and he was pretty wealthy. He did really well off. And he says, I was brought up in a broken home. My dad left us when I was 4 years old. My mother was a drug addict, an alcoholic, and we were taken by the state when we were young, so my brother and I only had each other. And I swore I never wanted to be like that, so I worked really hard and became real wealthy. Then they interviewed the other brother in the same situation, and he says, and he was very poor. He was living on the street. He was, kind of broken down, homeless. And he says, I was brought up in a broken home. My father left when I was 4. My mother was an alcoholic and a drug addict. We were taken over by the state, and I didn't know what else to do, so I got on drugs, and my life, became an alcoholic and did the same as my mom. You see what I mean? So 2 people in the exact same situation took it into different directions. So it's all, depends on the person, the kid's background. Obviously, I don't think it's a good idea to be told, you can't do that in this house. You can't, there's other ways of telling children that, not to do something, giving them an alternative. Now, if we're talking about teenagers, that's different. You have to be a little bit more creative. It must be older ones you're talking about, because I can't see somebody coming up to a 2-year-old and saying, you can't suck your thumb in this house. You can do it when you're on. So I don't think you're talking about a 2-year-old. Yeah, unfortunately, that doesn't have that's not a good thing. So I hope that helps to answer the question. And SB, who's SB and where are you from? I'd like to know that. Yeah, let's see who else we have on here. Well, we got a few people watching. I know it's early in the morning. A lot of people aren't awake. A lot of people are at work. But we're going to try coming on a little bit more often live, maybe once a week, once every couple weeks, just so we can say, hey, answer questions, see who's out there. So I don't have to spend so much time breaking down. It's a lot harder to do a video when you have to do all the editing. This is live, so I just let it fly, whatever I say. If bloopers come out, I can't really put the beep sound, but for the most part, my language is pretty good. So with that, let me see. What do we got here? I guess that's it. Any more questions, go ahead and say that, leave them there, and we'll go ahead and answer them. Otherwise, I'll give it a couple minutes, because there is a delay between when I talk and when you folks get it. So if you have anything else you'd like to chat about, let me know. Hello, this is Kitanza Art. And you seem awesome today. Well, thank you. You seem awesome too. That little round circle next to your name, you seem awesome. Always good to be told I seem awesome. That's great. Oh, anybody else out there? And where are you from? Now, is Kitanza your name, or is that the art that you do? See, now we have so many questions. Now I'm asking you guys questions instead of you asking them to me. And you're welcome. Let's see. Any other questions? No. Well, while I'm waiting for questions to come in, just so you all know, we have 1 week left. Saturday is the end of our Hypnosis Instructor Drive. So if you've been considering being a hypnosis instructor, basically learning more about hypnosis, getting to the top of your game and being above all the rest in your area, we still have a few days left for you to apply, to learn about it. This is actually the best sale we'll be having all year on the tuition. And it's going to be going, like I said, until Saturday. And the course comes with a bunch of extra courses, such as the telephone hypnosis course, our marketing course, our advanced course, teaching you all like 10 different topics of hypnosis. We include all this so that way, as an instructor, we want to make sure that you know as much as you can to be able to answer the questions of all your students. And ultimately, it's a great boost in your income to become an instructor as well. So we will have the link at the bottom. I'm going to go ahead and put that in. I don't think I put the instructor link in. It's going to be in the newsletter I send out, so you can go right there, or just go on any one of our main pages, American School of Hypnosis, and click on the Instructor Drive. You'll see like an advertisement, and it'll take you right to that page telling you all about it. So I'd love to work with you as an instructor. Go ahead and do that now. And let's see. Art is my art of painting. Okay. My name is Kitan from Mumbai. Mumbai. Cool. I'd like to go there. Ooh. Okay, you wait. I'm on my way. And let's see, Christiana. But yes, there are people who do say to a child things like, you can keep your spray perfume near your mirror. You can wash your hair with your shampoo. Use soap. I always use that, etc. Yeah, and notice, oh, you can't keep your spray perfume near your mirror. Now, you know, when you say these kind of things to kids, and yeah, depending on the age again, but instead of saying you can't keep your spray perfume near your mirror, how about you should really keep your perfume over here? Because putting it near the mirror is going to make it, I don't know, thin out, discolor, whatever, you know, reason you don't want to do it. But you should keep it here. It's going to be a lot better. It's going to last longer. It's going to be prettier. You see the difference? And the subconscious mind, like I said, not understanding negative, it goes to what you want it to say, you know, what do you want it to do. So, use soap. Well, that's positive. You can't wash your hair with shampoo. I don't know how to answer that one. What do you want them to wash their hair with? It's kind of like a new way of thinking, and that's, unfortunately, people don't really know how to speak to children. There's no book that's been written on how to talk to children, so we do it the way we always did, or the way our parents did. But one thing Raluca always says to me whenever, oh, I don't want this, I don't want that, she always looks at me and says, what do you want? Okay, so keep that in mind. Whenever you're saying something negative, say, what do you want? And that's the biggest thing. And if you want to learn, you said you're new to the site, go to our YouTube site, and you're going to see we have a lot of videos on this, you know, very topic. The, you know, law of attraction, or just attraction, or laws of the subconscious mind. Excuse me. And the laws of the subconscious mind are probably the most important ones, especially with dealing with children or anyone. Okay. So that's it. I'd like to thank you all for coming. I appreciate you all being part of our community and helping us to grow. And don't forget, Darlene, okay, to claim your gifts. So go ahead and email me and let me know what it is you want, and I'll send you a link with the discount in it. So with that, you all have a great day, and I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.